Before the world knew logic, before the word philosophy shook the human mind, a child was born in a small town called Stagira, a child who would one day teach the world how to think. Aristotle was not born amidst splendor, but among the rocky soil of northern Greece. His father was a royal physician. He grew up surrounded by the scent of herbs, anatomy, and questions about life. Yet within him burned a strange hunger, not for power but for explanation. He looked at the world as if it were a puzzle. Why do birds fly? Why does the sky change color? Why can man think? Every wonder of nature was not just amazement, but a calling. As a teenager, he walked hundreds of miles to Athens, the heart of the ancient world of knowledge. There he met Plato, but instead of becoming his teacher's shadow, Aristotle chose his own path. For him, ideas were not enough. The world had to be touched, observed, and understood. Many mocked him, a philosopher too bound to the earth. But he knew, truth does not hide in the heavens but in the steps of humankind. And from that simplicity, a revolution was born, a way of thinking grounded in observation. From a small town called Stagira rose a mind that shook the world. And while kings wrote history with swords, Aristotle wrote it with thought. Athens, the center of the world, home to seekers of meaning. Here, a young man from Stagira walked in, not to learn, but to challenge the gods of thought themselves. Aristotle arrived at Plato's academy, a place where logic, geometry, and metaphysics danced in the air. Plato, the great master, taught that the real world was merely a shadow of the world of ideas. To many students, those words were revelation, but to Aristotle, they were an unsolved riddle. He asked, if all this is but a shadow, then who is it that looks? The question echoed like thunder across the intellectual sky of Greece. Aristotle was not a rebel. He was a realist. He believed truth was not only about ideas, but about the tangible world that could be seen, measured, and explained. Night after night, he wrote, sketched, calculated. He learned from Plato, but quietly built a different foundation, the foundation of logic. The bond between teacher and student grew strained. Plato looked to the heavens. Aristotle gazed at the earth. Two worlds, utterly different, yet together they gave birth to science. When Plato died, the academy lost its light. But from the student who defied him rose a new sun that would never set. The logic of Aristotle. To Aristotle, the world was not a riddle to be feared, but a vast book waiting to be read line by line. With clear eyes and a sharp mind, he left the academy. No longer Plato's student, now a wanderer, he traveled to the island of Lesbos, watching seabirds glide above the waves. He dissected fish, examined their anatomy, recorded every detail, not from shallow curiosity, but from awe at the order of nature. To him, every living being had a purpose. Telos, ants, trees, humans, all parts of the grand design of the universe. He rejected magic and myth, replacing them with observation and proof. And from that came the world's first biology. His notes on animal classification, 500 species, still impress modern scientists, but the world of his time was not ready for proof-based thought. Priests called him mad, scholars mocked him. Yet Aristotle did not retreat. He knew truth is born from discomfort. Thousands of years later, every laboratory on Earth still follows his steps. Observe, record, conclude, and without realizing it, we all still walk in the footprints of that man from Stagira. Before Alexander conquered the world with his sword, he was first conquered by the mind of his teacher. In the palace of Macedonia, two figures sat surrounded by maps and scrolls. Aristotle, the thinker; Alexander, the student hungry for the world. But Aristotle did not teach him how to fight. He taught him how to understand. Ethics, rhetoric, logic, and truth. He said, if you wish to conquer the world, first conquer your own mind. Those lessons shaped Alexander into a ruler not only strong, but wise. He carried his teacher's ideas across the lands he conquered. From Greece to India, Aristotle's logic marched alongside his armies, spreading farther than any sword could reach. But fate is cruel to harmony. When Alexander became king, he began to believe he was more than a man. Aristotle could only watch, heartbroken, as his student turned into a god in the eyes of the world. Alexander conquered the world, but Aristotle had conquered his mind first. Imagine, thousands of thoughts, hundreds of concepts, decades of observation, all contained within one room, one voice, one pen, Aristotle's. At the Lyceum, the school he founded, Aristotle wrote endlessly. Philosophy, politics, science, theater, logics, all poured onto papyrus scrolls. He did not just think. He built a system of knowledge. Each day he walked the gardens while teaching, His students followed, taking notes, asking questions. From those simple dialogues, the foundation of the modern university was born. When political enemies invaded Athens, his works nearly vanished. Scrolls were hidden underground, forgotten for centuries. But when they were rediscovered in Alexandria, their contents changed the world. Those books were not mere writings. They were maps of the human mind. Maps we still use to understand reality today. There was a time when philosophy was just beautiful words. But Aristotle turned it into the sharpest weapon of all, reason. He gazed at the night sky and asked, "If the stars are divine, why do they move in such perfect order?" The question was simple, yet from it science was born. Aristotle rejected superstition. He broke the universe into causes and effects. Material, formal, efficient, and final. 4 causes that explained everything, from falling leaves to moving planets. He did not wait for revelation. He sought patterns. He studied fire, water, earth, and air, and found harmony among them. The world was not magic. It was a system to be understood. Many opposed him. Poets accused him of killing beauty. Priests called him a heretic. But Aristotle merely smiled. Truth needs no praise, only proof. And from that silence, science was born from the womb of philosophy. Today, every experiment, every theory, every discovery is an echo of his courage to turn wonder into knowledge. 2 of the greatest minds of ancient Greece. One looked to the sky, one to the earth. And from their clash, the human way of thinking was born. Plato said, "The real world is the world of ideas. Eternal, perfect, untouched by dust." Aristotle replied, "The real world itself hides the truth. How can you speak of perfection," he said, "if you've never touched what is real?" That debate shook the ancient world. Students divided, academies split. Yet because of that conflict, philosophy grew up. Aristotle carried the flame of realism. Plato lit the torch of idealism. 2 paths that still intertwine today, in politics, art, even technology. 1,000 years later, the world still takes sides. But between those 2 extremes, truth breathes. Plato taught us to dream. Aristotle taught us to prove. And together, unknowingly, they created balance for all human thought. To Aristotle, the state was not mere power, but a mirror of human morality, and a true ruler was not one who conquered his people, but one who conquered himself. He wrote Politics, a book that probed the soul of government. He believed every system had its balance. Monarchy could be wise, but also tyrannical. Democracy could be fair, but also chaotic. What mattered was not its form, but its virtue. Aristotle taught that man is zoon politikon, a political animal. Without society, man is but a lost beast. But without morality, society is only a herd without direction. His words echoed through palace halls. Kings studied him. Rebels quoted him. His philosophy became a double-edged sword, able to build or destroy civilizations. Thousands of years later, the modern world still argues the same question. What is power and who deserves it? Aristotle's answer remains, he who rules his mind rules the world. After his death, his body was buried in the soil of Stagira, but his mind kept walking, across time, across civilizations. His works were carried to Alexandria, translated into Arabic, then into Latin. From the libraries of Baghdad to the monasteries of Europe, his name whispered through the pages. Avicenna, Al-Farabi, Thomas Aquinas, all were students of his shadow. Aristotle no longer lived, yet his mind lit fires in the thoughts of scientists. His logic became the foundation of mathematics, his biology the root of science, his ethics the mirror of morality. No continent, no age escaped his influence. Whenever civilization fell, his thought rose again. Like a ghost of knowledge, it refused to be forgotten. For a true idea cannot die. It merely changes form and lives on in the minds of those who dare to think. Time erases kings, wars, and palaces, but one thing cannot be destroyed: the way we think. The world has changed 1,000 times since Aristotle wrote by candlelight. Yet every scientific calculation, every philosophical argument, every computer algorithm still stands upon the logic he built. He left no stone monuments, but a monument of reason. He had no army, but ideas that conquered generations. From classrooms to artificial intelligence, the name Aristotle lives in every act of human reasoning. He is the invisible foundation, yet the one that holds everything up. Even in this age of machines and data, we still walk the path he opened. To think, to prove, to understand. Aristotle never died. He lives in every logical sentence, in every mind brave enough to ask why.